So we're going to look at our first jumble sentence. Let's take a look at that. The first one we have here is, nobody likes to practice it, no matter how easy and how beneficial it is. Now, the first thing that you need to remember is, you don't have to read the entire sentence, because our first strategy is to identify the topic sentence. So we read a couple of words from each sentence and identify the topic sentence. If you look at sentence A, it says nobody likes to practice it. What is that it referring to? It cannot be my topic sentence. An ounce of patience is worth, or at times even better than a. This is almost like a fact, like a saying, right? C, patience, a virtue, is considered to be even better than. Okay, that seems like a topic sentence, but let's move on. D, this is the worst drawback. What is that this referring to? It cannot be my topic sentence. Every one of us agrees with this fact. What fact? It cannot be my topic sentence. But unfortunately, it's starting with a contrasting clue word. I know for a fact that it cannot be my topic sentence. So out of all the 6 sentences that we've seen, so sentence C seems to be the topic sentence. Correct? So patience, a virtue, is considered to be even better than wisdom. Now that's our first introductory sentence. I know that the highlighting word or the focus word there is patience. So is there another sentence elaborating on patience, giving me an explanation about patience? Which sentence would that be? A, B, D, E, or F? We have an answer. That would be B. An ounce of patience is worth, or at times even better than, a pound of grain. So that is giving me an example of patience, right? It's almost like a saying. It's a fact, right? Born out of experience. Now, we understand that this is a fact and this is a saying. So is there a sentence referring to this fact? Which sentence is that? Is it A, D, E, or F? That is right. It is E. Every one of us agrees with this fact. What is the fact? That an ounce of patience is worth, or at times even better than, a pound of grains. We agree with this fact, right? In principle, without reservation. So, again, there is some clue words within the sentence saying, yes, everyone agrees with this in theory, but what about, an application? So is there a sentence talking about what happens when it comes to applying this principle? Is there a contradicting sentence? Yes, the only contradicting sentence that we have is F. But unfortunately, when it comes to practicing patience, which is the application part, there is a problem. Remember, I said one of the strategies is also to ask questions. This is where you need to apply it. What is the problem? Which is the sentences that are left? I only have A and D. Right? What is the problem? The problem is sentence A, which is nobody likes to practice it, no matter how easy and how beneficial it is. Right? So, are you following? So basically, what we see here is, we understand that, we followed a sequence, we identified the topic sentence, we looked at the keyword, highlighting focus word, and then we took it further, right? We asked questions, and then the only remaining sentence is D. This is the worst drawback in us. What is that? That nobody likes to practice it, no matter how easy and beneficial it is. So there we have all of our 6 sentences unraveled, but it doesn't stop here. Once we've got the answers, we need to still go and answer the questions that follow. Now, a lot of us tend to get confused and make mistakes here. This is the crucial part, right? We need to get those 5 marks. So let's go ahead and apply the solution that we've arrived at to the questions and answer them accurately. So which of the following should be the first statement after rearrangement? We already know that the first statement was C. So that would be 3. For the first one, the answer is 3. Alright. What about the second one? Let's look at the second one. Which of the following should be the second statement after rearrangement? Well, we figured that the second statement would be the explanation, the fact, the principle, which is B. So for the second one, the answer is 2. Right? B. Which of the following should be the third statement after rearrangement? Well, let's check that out. Yeah, the third statement we said was, that's the fact, principle. Every one of us agrees with this fact and principle without reservation. That would be E. So our for the third question, the answer is 5th one, E. Which of the following should be the 5th statement after rearrangement? Okay. 5th one, after the third one, which was E, Then F was the fourth one. So the fifth one has to be A. Nobody likes to practice it no matter what. So A would come under 1, right? That's the answer for the fourth one. Which of the following should be the sixth statement after rearrangement, which is our last statement? Our last statement we know is D. This is the worst drawback in us in our national character. So that would be 4. Alright, so it is important for you to not just get the sequence right, but also to, it is complete, and you get your marks only when you answer all these questions accurately. Reading. Again, we have a paragraph which is divided into 6 sentences, and all of them are jumbled. So let's identify the topic sentence. That's our first step, right? Had it not been for them, who's that them referring to? Cannot be my topic sentence. Today, almost all the countries are facing the heat of, seems like the topic sentence. Moving on. One of these is the strict RBI. One of these, meaning there has to be a preceding sentence, because this is more of an explanation sentence. This could have led to, what is that this referring to? Indeed, can't be my topic sentence. However, contrasting clue word, it cannot be my topic sentence. Like others, descriptive clue word, which means there has to be a preceding sentence establishing or laying the foundation about, what is it that they are referring to. So, having seen all the sentences, I understand that my topic sentences is B. Today, almost all the countries are facing the heat of recession, right? Now, if you look at what is the highlighting word or the focus word or the key word in that sentence, it's making reference to all the countries, and I also have another keyword which is recession, right? Now we all understand what recession is. It's a period of economic decline, right? Where production, employment, and even earnings fall below the normal levels, right? That's recession for you. So we need to look at a sentence or the sequential sentence which makes reference to those other countries, and maybe probably signaling out one country, separately, and then also making reference to that recession. Now, which sentence would that be? Would it be A, C, D, E, or F? Now, if you look at it, I know sentence F, like others, making reference to the other countries, India too, signaling out our country, has not remained immune to this epidemic. Now, epidemic, again, makes reference to the recession. What is an epidemic? An epidemic is a rapid spread, right? Affecting an area or a population at the same time. Something negative happening right there. So, having said that, F becomes a sequential sentence, making reference to all the countries and making reference to the recession. So, India too has not remained immune to the epidemic. So, in this sentence, what could be the highlighting or keyword? I know India has been signaled out. So, is there a sentence making reference to India again? Do we have it in A? Do we have it in C, D, or E? Now, I do have in A, Indian banks would have had their hands tied down. Had it not been for them, that's a starting sentence, but I can't place it. The them seems to be talking to me, there more than one subject, right? So that cannot be, though it's referring to Indian banks. Which is the other sentence that is making reference to India? E. However, there are a few things which help India in bouncing back from the state of recession. So if you see, introducing recession, introducing that India is also affected by it, and then the next sequential sentence is telling you that, you know what, but there is something else that India does to bounce back from this state. And what are those things? There are a few things. So if you look at it, the highlighting phrase or the key phrase that we need to pay attention from E would be, there are a few things. So, are one of those few things mentioned in any other sentence? Yes, it is C. One of these is the strict RBI and SEBI rules which regulated banking sector very efficiently. Okay, so what happened as a result of that? Which one? I've left with A and D. So had it been not for them, right? Had it been not for them, Indian banks would have had their hands tied down. So that them here is referring to the RBI and SEBI rules. Okay, so what could have happened if their hands had been tied down actually? See here, I'm using the strategy of questions, right? What could have happened? The last sentence. And anyway, that's the only remaining sentence. This could have led to massive losses to them, which could have percolated to other sectors as well. What is the meaning of this word percolated? Percolated means something that, is spreading gradually, right? Something that spreads gradually or slowly. So there we have unraveled all of our sentences. Let's go ahead and answer those questions and make sure we got that right. So which of the following sentence should be the third after rearrangement? That's our first question. So if you go back, we said the first topic sentence was B, the second sentence was F, and the third sentence was E, right? So to answer the question, third sentence would be 3. E. Which of the following sentences should be the first after rearrangement? We know the answer. That was B, right? Today almost all the countries are facing the heat of recession. That was the first sentence. So that was B, and that would be 2. So for the second question, the option is 2. Which of the following sentences should be the second after rearrangement? So the second one we told was F. Like others, India too has not remained immune to the epidemic. So F comes in option 5. So that's your answer for the third question, second after rearrangement. Fourth question, which of the following sentences should be the sixth sentence after rearrangement, which is our last sentence? Our last sentence we know was D. This could have led to massive losses to them, which could have percolated to other sectors as well. So D would be 3. So for the fourth question, the answer is the third option, D. Which of the following, the last question, fifth one, which of the following sentences should be the fifth after rearrangement? The fifth one, right before the last one, was had it not been for them, A. Correct? So, and that would be option 3. The fifth after rearrangement would be option 3A. So there we have not only unraveled the jumbled sentences, but we've also gone ahead and answered the questions accurately. Do remember, unless you answer the questions accurately, you don't get your full 5 marks. Okay, let's move on to the next jumbled sentence. Let's look at our third jumbled sentence. Again, I have 6 sentences. Let's identify the topic sentence. I was pleased by their reaction. Who is that there? Can't be my topic sentence. Writing my speech was easy. Why was he writing his speech? What is the need? There has to be a preceding sentence. Cannot be my topic sentence. Instead of throwing out there, again, who is that there referring to? Can't be my topic sentence. When a reputed company invited me, seems like a topic sentence. E, it was an, what is that it referring to? Can't be my topic sentence. What I saw, however, when I opened the bags, again, it looks like a sentence that comes somewhere in between. So obviously it cannot be my topic sentence. So out of the 6 sentences, we realize that the topic sentence is D. When a reputed company invited me to deliver a lecture on corporate social responsibility, I agreed. Okay, great. We've identified the topic sentence. Now, from here, what are some of the key words or highlighting words that you can pick up? So if somebody has to deliver a lecture, they have to do some preparation, right? So which are the sentences talking about or making reference to him or her preparing the lecture? B. Writing my speech was easy, but I was unsure if I could motivate the employees to donate to those affected by the earthquake. So it's a corporate social responsibility, which means they're taking some responsibility for some cause. And we know what the cause is, right? There was an earthquake, so they want to donate. This person is going to address the employees so they can go ahead and make some donations towards that particular cause. Great. So we have a picture in mind now. Moving on. From B, what can we look at? So he's prepared. He was asked to deliver a lecture. He's prepared on that. What next? There has to be some sequence in terms of him having gone and spoken, and how did the employees react. So which sentence is bringing in that logical sequence? So basically, he approached the company, right? So which sentence is giving that? E. It was an affluent company, and the well-dressed employees who met me afterwards, which means we know that he's delivered the lecture, promised to send lots of donations to my office. So look at that sequence right there. He was invited, he prepared. While he was preparing, he was thinking, how do I customize my lecture in such a way that I get some donations? So then the introduction of the company itself, he thinks, he goes there, he understands that it's an affluent company, and then the employees are all well dressed, and then something else happens, afterwards they promise to send lots of donations to my office. So basically, after this, we're looking at, how did he react? What was his reaction? What was his response? How did he feel? Because he set a goal and he's seeing a result. So which sentence is capturing his reaction? A. I was pleased by their reaction, right? So when you start asking questions and when you start logically trying to connect, right, put two and two together, it becomes much easier. So I was pleased by their reaction. Now, did something else happen? So he's waiting for the donations. Did the donations arrive? Did it not arrive? What happened? Which sentence is talking about that? Is it C or F? F, of course, what I saw. However, when I opened the bags of donations they had sent, shocked me. Why was he shocked? Strategy of question. The last sentence that's left is C. Instead of throwing out their unusable articles, they had transferred them to my office in the name of donations. There you go. So that's your unravel sequence right there, right? So if you noticed, there is not a lot of clue words or hint words here, but we've only got support from highlighting words or logical words within each sentence, and by asking questions we were able to connect the dots, right? Let's answer the questions now. So which of the following should be the second sentence after rearrangement? The second sentence we know is when we saw the first sentence was D, when a reputed company invited me, and then the second sentence was him preparing the speech, which was B. So for the first one, the answer would be 1. B. In the second question, which of the following should be the third sentence after rearrangement? The third sentence is him going to the company itself, right? So it was an affluent company, so that would be E. So the third sentence would be E, and that would be option 5 for the second question, E, right? What about the third question? Which of the following should be the fourth sentence after rearrangement? So right after E, what's the fourth one? So right after E, we know that because they promised, he was pleased by their reaction. That has to be E. So for the fourth one, it's A. So the answer is option 1. Fourth question, which of the following should be the sixth sentence after rearrangement, which is our last sentence, right? We know the last sentence because he was just shocked at what he saw. That would be the last sentence, which was C. Instead of throwing out their unusable articles, they had transferred them to my office in the name of donations. So C being the last sentence, which falls under option 2. Right? That would be for the fourth question. The fifth question, which of the following should be the first sentence after rearrangement? The first sentence, we are aware. So the first sentence was, of course, when a reputed company invited me to deliver a lecture, which is D. So that would be option 4. Option 4 would be your first sentence. So we've covered that there. So great. So we unraveled it and we answered the questions. Let's do one more just to make sure we nailed jumble sentences. Well, this is a story-based jumble sentence. It's going to be much easier. But then again, we still need to focus and look for highlighting words, clue words, right? Let's not forget that. Let's read. We have 6 sentences again. All of a sudden, the mother duck saw a fox. Now, all of a sudden, again, doesn't seem like a topic sentence to me. Seems like a sentence that comes in between. The mother duck ran. Why? Why did the mother duck run? If you notice, there has to be an introduction of the characters. Whenever it's a story, there has to be an introduction of the characters. So suddenly, the mother duck is coming out of the picture from nowhere. So we need to find out who. What about the mother duck? The ducklings hurried towards the lake. Why? Why do they hurry towards the lake? Cannot be my topic sentence. There has to be a preceding sentence. A mother duck and her little ducklings were on their way to the lake one day. Now that seems to be like a topic sentence. You know how these stories begin, right? One day there was a man who lived, right? So let's keep that in the parking lot. Let's move on. E. The fox stared in disbelief. Why? Can't be my topic sentence. When the fox saw her, he became angry. Again, doesn't seem like an introductory sentence. So out of the 6 sentences in terms of a story developing, right, and the introduction to a story, I understand that sentence D is my introductory sentence. A mother duck and her little ducklings were on their way to the lake one day. Alright, great. So they set out to the lake, and then what happened? What's the sequence? All of a sudden, the mother duck saw a fox in the distance, right? A. Was frightened and shouted, "Children, hurry to the lake, there's a fox." Now, when the mother duck is giving instructions to the ducklings, what did the ducklings do? The next sequential reaction. Which sentence is referring to that? Sentence C. The ducklings hurried towards the lake, and the mother duck began to walk back and forth, dragging one wing on the ground. So I want you to picture this, I want you to visualize this. So the ducklings listened to the mother, they hurried towards the lake, but the mother duck is doing something weird. It's walking back and forth, dragging one wing on the ground. So it's giving a picture that maybe, it's hurt or something happened to the mother duck. So is there a sentence making reference to that? And all this while, the fox is obviously watching all of this, right? So which sentence is talking about it? Making reference to the weird action of the mother duck, right? That's exactly the sentence that we're looking at. F. When the fox saw her, he became happy, as he thought that the mother duck was hurt. Why would he think that it was hurt? Because the mother duck was walking back and forth, dragging one wing on the ground and couldn't fly, and that he could easily catch and eat her, right? So that's why the fox was happy. So when you ask questions, you come up with sequential responses. And then what happens? But the mother duck ran, leading the fox away from the lake. B. The mother duck ran, leading the fox away from the lake, and as soon as the fox came very close, the mother duck quickly spread her wings and rose up in the air. So imagine that sight again, right? So he thought he could catch the mother duck and eat her because it was hurt, but the mother duck ran, leading the fox away from the lake, and when it got close, the mother duck did something, extraordinary. Spread her wings and rose up in the air. So it's almost like a defense, defending her ducklings. So what happens at the end? The fox stared in disbelief at the mother duck and her ducklings, as he could not reach the ducklings because they were in the middle of the lake by now. So that's your last sequence right there. So this is a story, right? So when it comes to a story, you only need to look for clue phrases within the sentence, which is helping you connect the sentence logically. And that's exactly what we did right now. But let's go ahead and answer those questions. So which of the following should be the first sentence after rearrangement? The introductory sentence. D. A mother duck and her little ducklings were on their way to the lake one day. So D would be option 4. Second question. Which of the following should be the second sentence after rearrangement? The second sentence we know is when the mother duck all of a sudden saw the fox. So that would be A. So second sentence A, and that is option 1. Third question. Which of the following should be the third sentence after rearrangement? Third sentence we know is the ducklings following the mother's instructions. So the ducklings hurried towards the lake and the mother duck. So that's option. That's sentence C, but which option is it here? It's in the third option itself. For the third question, the answer is option 3, C. Fourth question. Which of the following should be the fourth sentence after rearrangement? So the fourth one we know is the ducklings hurry towards the lake. That was the third one. So the fourth one is because of that weird action that the mother duck was doing when the fox saw her. F, right? He became happy as he thought that the mother duck was hurt. So F would be the answer, and that comes in option 5. Fifth question, the last question. Which of the following should be the sixth sentence after rearrangement? The sixth sentence, of course, is that the fox stared in disbelief at the mother duck and the ducklings as he could not reach the ducklings because they were in the middle of the lake by now. That is E. And where is that option? E is in option 4. Alright, so there we have answered all the questions accurately after we have sequenced it right. Alright, now this is one pattern where we had a paragraph divided into sentences and the sentences jumbled. However, there is another variation to this pattern where there is a sentence which is divided into parts. Now normally sometimes you have the topic, the beginning phrase, the topic part of it, and then you have the closing part of it, and then the parts in between are jumbled. So let's look at that type as well and understand how to unravel that.
So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences. What we ideally do is, when it comes to jumble sentences, we identify the topic sentence, right? What's a topic sentence? The topic sentence is the introductory sentence. That's the first sentence, right, of the paragraph, which tells us what the paragraph is about. So A, B, C, D, E, F. So obviously all of you have come back and identified the topic sentence where it is saying India and Iran have signed a $500 million agreement to build a port in Chabahar on Iran's southern coast. Okay, so topic sentence is B. Now we need to go ahead and link the other sentences. So what's the highlight of that sentence? The highlight is something really amazing has happened, right? So let's keep that in mind, that something really amazing has happened. Signing a $500 million agreement is something to be, something that you can pat your back on, something that needs like a party. Now let's go ahead and look at what can be the other following connects. So to build a port in, so this is the intention or purpose is to build a port. So I'm just going to write the sequence here. B. So this, what's the next connecting sequence? And also if you're confused, what you can do is you can look at two sentences that have to be connected. This has to come after this. So look for sentences like that also. So in keeping in mind sequences, right? I'm not going to go with what comes after what, but I'm going to look at sequences. So this thing that they wanted to try out, right? So this is something that started way back in 2003. This is a project hanging fire from 2003 when India, Iran and Afghanistan signed a three-party agreement to construct a port and a road that would connect India to Iran and thereafter to energy-rich Central Asia. So this is a project that started in 2003. So which is a sentence that is probably kind of going ahead and keeping track of what's happened over the years, right? A. By 2009, New Delhi had built a 218-kilometer long highway from Zaranj to Delam, connecting northern Iran to Afghanistan. So I have all three components, which is what India, Iran, and Afghanistan, right? So here we're talking about India building something from Zaranj to Delam, connecting northern Iran to Afghanistan. So project started way back in 2003. By 2009, this is what is happening, right? DA. So I'm saying, I'm just going to write connecting sentences, okay? A has to follow D, right? Just in terms of keeping in mind the year 2003, 2009, there's something happening, and this 218-kilometer long highway, right? What does it connect? E. This connects to the Kandahar-Herat highway, and for a while was imagined to be a connecting link between Western India and Iran's southern coast, and thereafter to the heart of Central Asia. So E, right? And then we have C. C says, yet hobbled by many things, including American sanctions on Iran and New Delhi's lethargy, the crucial connecting link, a seaport in Chabahar, languished. So this is almost like a culminating sentence, right? The culminating sentence is like, yeah, they started this project somewhere in 2003. By 2009, they did something. And this is what it actually connected. But finally, language means what? It's been probably neglected, right? It's halfway through, it's unfinished. So all this is fine. So BA, and then we have C. But where do I fit in this F, which is very weird? What can I say? Logical place that I can fit F is because of this well done. Right? It seems logical for me to put it after B, because that's the only place which is talking about something to be congratulated, signing a $500 million agreement, right? So let's look at it. So if I put this F after B, keeping in mind that, you know, that's the only place where it will fit in, even though it sounds funny. So BF, and then you have all these sequences. I'm going to read, let's see, right? India and Iran have signed a $500 million agreement to build a port in Chabahar on Iran's southern east. Well done, now go ahead and just do it. So this is a project hanging fire from 2003 when India, Iran, and Afghanistan signed a three-party agreement to construct a port and a road that would connect India to Iran and thereafter to energy-rich Central Asia. By 2009, they actually built something. New Delhi had built a 218-kilometer long highway from Zaruj to Dila, connecting northern Iran to Afghanistan. And this connects to the Kandahar-Herat highway, and for a while was imagined to be a connecting link between Western India and Iran's southern coast, and thereafter to the heart of Central Asia. Yet, hobbled by many things, including American sanctions. Hobbled means some sort of obstacles, right, in the way. So yet hobbled by many things, and one of the obstacles was American sanctions on Iran, New Delhi's lethargy. So they're giving reasons. The crucial connecting link, which is a seaport in Chabahar, languished, did not complete, right, was neglected. So I'm going to go with BF, BAEC.